Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. We're going to do another Q&A. Let's get to it. Connor eFinger12 asks, what is your favorite affordable 5x5? Not nearly the best one, but I love going to the Shengshou Linglong 5x5 because it's so tiny. I mean, look at this. This is like the size of a 3x3. Actually, it is about the size of a 3x3. It can pop though, so you have to be accurate. Noodleman Brad asks, what is your best tip for learning Algs? Repetition. The big thing with Algs is to get into your muscle memory. You want to be able to recognize them, but it's in your muscle memory. If you ask a lot of cubers to say the letters for Algs, even with top cubers, they won't be able to always say it as fast as they can just perform it. So repetition over and over. A second tip is to find similarities in Algs, not just like, oh, there's sexy move there, but notice how one Alg is another algorithm backwards or mirrored. So there's a lot of ones you can find really easy like that. And notice that a lot of Algs for, let's say, OLL might be the same ones for COLL. Or if you're learning PLL, notice that one PLL is another one with a couple setup moves, like F-perm and T-perm. Ashir asks, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you. Cubing Cubed asks, how much practice or time in your whole career? So how much have I done? I have no idea. I mean, there's some days I'll cube and do stuff for a few hours. Some days where I'll do absolutely nothing. I have not kept track. Lord of Necross asks, what's your opinion on the letter H? It's not bad. That's about it. Pat9 French asks, how do you feel about 3-blind? Can you do it? I have multiple tutorials on blind. I can do a lot of different methods, like for edges, I know M2 as well as turbo. Corners, I can do 3-style. I can kind of do a Roscoe, although I haven't looked super much into it. But if I can do 3-style, it's kind of a similar thing. But I still usually go to M2 and Old Pachman for corners just because I'm most comfortable setting up one piece and doing that quickly. I could probably get faster with using 3-style for corners and even edges, but I just don't practice it enough and I don't care so much about it yet. I feel like at someday I'm going to be like, okay, I want to get faster at blind. But yeah. W. Colks asks, are you going to Toledo? I'll probably be driving through there on my way to nationals, but I'm not planning on going to any other competitions possibly this entire year because I just don't really have time for it. Alex Agranov asks, why is the viola much more superior than the violin? Haha. I prefer the viola because I like the sound of it. It's has a lot more interesting music written specifically for the viola, and you can play almost equally as high as the violin, but you can play a whole fifth lower. Bunny Sammy 100, will you ever do a meet and greet with cubers? I do all the time. I don't know if that's a specific thing that there's like a sit down at a table, it's a meet and greet, but any competition I go to, I'm going to go there and talk to people. So I'll probably make another thing about this when I talk about nationals a bit more, but when I'm there, if you're going to be there, come say hi to me. If you don't know what to say, if you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what to say, just go up and like hold out your fist and I'll give you a fist bump and then we can chat from there. So, and I'm planning on not being on staff this time too, which is one of the first times I have not been on staff. And I'm doing it mainly because I don't know what time I'll be able to be there on the first day. And I would rather, on that event, this is my first nationals, enjoy meeting all of you guys. Russell Belinsky asks, play any sports? Well, is cubing a sport? Comment your thoughts below. Nikola Dmitrovsky asks, how much more do you think you're capable of improving at 3x3? I have no plan on how much I'm going to improve. I actually planned on not improving anymore and just doing other methods and trying different things. And we'll see. I could break a world record, or I could improve a half a second in the next 10 years. I have no goals. We'll find out. Is a Chi Wuxue a good cube? I ordered it and it hasn't come in. P.S. It's non-magnetic. A lot of people used it as their main 4x4, and a lot of people still use it as their main 4x4. I can't tell you what cube you'll like, though. I do suggest magnetizing it, though, if you ever want to. Andrea Vindra asks, best budget 3x3. There is no best, but there's a lot of good ones out there. And it depends on what also is budget. You could say that the Yushin Keelin, the YJ Yulong version 2, those are both around $10 and magnetic. A lot of people like the Yushin Little Magic and will put magnets into it. The RS2 and the RS3 are both really nice. Any of them are good choices. Oleg America asks, in how many competitions you participated? I actually don't know. It's not a ton, but I'll link in the description my WCA profile and you can see that. Sly Ari asks, fellow cuber and violist here. How long have you been cubing and playing viola? Been cubing since the 40th anniversary Google Doodle and been playing viola, well, I've been playing violin since 1997. I started playing the viola after my sophomore year of college, which was 2006. And now I consider myself a violist more than a violinist. Begiuli65 asks, have you ever had to deal with an injury that cubing led to? How did you deal with it? So I've had pain in my fingers before, in my wrist. It could be from cubing. It could be from playing my violin and viola as well. And it's kind of, they both influence the same thing. And I've just had to take a break. I first thought I could just cube a little less, but I just had to take a break for a little bit and let that get better. And it's only a few days, but that was kind of the extent of it. Rue, but not really, asked if the GAN 356i have an option for Rue as well. Currently, it doesn't look like it. I'm sure there'll be updates in the future because that's such a big thing. And so far, they're putting so much work into this. I can't imagine them not doing it. There's a website for the Geiger Cube that will automatically recognize Rue. Sort of. It just thinks you're doing Rue if you don't do the cross right away. And that seems like that's something that could be implemented. JZHeng621 asks, why did you decide to get really good at FMC? Well, I don't consider myself really good at FMC. Like in the FMC community, I think people know me as someone who has tutorials and is decent. But really good, I wouldn't say that. Now, I decided after I got my first ever sub 10 single to just try different things, and that's where I tried doing FMC techniques. If you go and watch that video, I first thought I was just going to do Heis, and then I realized there's so much more out there that just learning Heis isn't really worth it, except learning all these techniques would be better. I hadn't really had anything spectacular, like just upper 30s for a couple competitions, and I did FMC America and got a 22, and I remember everyone's like, what? Why is this 22? And it actually was more of just a very lucky ZZ style solve. But then I've had a 25 and I think another 27 at a competition. So it's something that I really enjoy. And I think that's the big thing. FMC isn't actually that hard to get into. You can do a CFOP solve for FMC. It won't be the most efficient thing, but you can do it. And as you learn more techniques, you'll start finding different tricks. A good FMC solve is something that I feel like is much more obtainable than trying to be, let's say, sub 8 in 3x3. So I would check it out. I just find it's a lot of fun and I enjoy doing it. Plus, because I'm a little older, it might be a little bit harder to compete with some of the younger, faster cubers for speed. So we'll go with fewest moves instead. So thank you very much. I'm going to end that there. I still have quite a bit of other questions, so I've got more videos in the future. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And it's always stop by speakcubeview.com for more news and reviews.